Yo, guys, not Penuel, guys, revealing the secrets why they do not want Jacob Zuma. And I think on this one, a lot of us are going to agree with Penuel on this one, right? And he's stating, and I'm about to give you a video here. I'm about to insert a video, but just give me a brief moment as I'm going through this. I want to show you something that I came across this and I was like, this is very important and this is very powerful. Right, so it is worth of our attention. It is worth of us discussing what I've just heard from Penuel. He is simply saying one of the things that Jacob Zuma does very well, and the reason why he's hated by the most, and including those who are in power, it is simply because they know that whenever Jacob Zuma takes the seat, whenever Jacob Zuma is a president, he always replaces old players with new players. That, I got told that by people, remember that at some point in my church, I said, I keep saying that we once hosted Zuma. So there were people that arrived before Zuma arrived, and I was busy talking to them, engaging them. They always tell you this, that one thing they know under Jacob Zuma's leadership is that they are definitely going to get a chance because he always has this tendency of bringing new leadership. But I want us to stretch this video and talk about the things that he did at Eskom, the things that he did at SAA, the things that he did at many of the state-owned enterprise, right? And you will notice that there was always this thing of recycling people, bringing other new people into this, into the game, always bringing new faces, which other people did not like, because then for them it meant they were very uncertain. You know what I'm saying? They were easily going to be replaced. At Eskom, I'm going to tell you what Zuma discovered at Eskom. SAA, I'm going to tell you what Zuma discovered at SAA, which it aligns with what Penuel is saying. But before I proceed with this, I put it to you that you do the following. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the super thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, so look, I'm gonna insert Penuel's video here. Just give me a few minutes before I do that. Right, guys, you will remember that Eskom right now, how it functions. As of us speaking right now, there are companies that belongs to white people who have been there for ages. When the apartheid government developed Eskom, their intention was never to provide electricity to the black people community, but their intention was to provide electricity to themselves. And look, Eskom was never supposed to be a business that allow people to participate, because you will remember during the time that they created what we call it financial segregation and geographical segregation, right? So at Eskom, there are white companies that works there, and their responsibility, in fact, let's leave the responsibility. Those very same companies are the reasons why we have load shedding, because these companies who belongs to white minority, they conspired and decided that there must be load shedding. Why? Because they are benefiting from that. After that, they increased the coil, right? If Eskom, for instance, were buying a ton of coil, probably 100 Rand. Now it was increased, has increased to 108 or something. But I'm just giving an example there, right? They did that because they can easily manipulate the system. Why? Because they are the suppliers of Eskom. You will never enter that space. They will even kill you if you enter that space. Do you understand how sensitive the word Eskom is? Before I continue to describe what is happening at Eskom and how Zuma then was trying to change that, we'll get into that shortly. But before that, I want you to take a listen to what Penuel has got to say here.
Two quick things I want to get off my chest as winter creeps in South Africa. Number one, the ANC will not willingly let go of power if they lose power in this country. They will sabotage any political party or coalition that comes into power in various ways. You must understand that a lot of ANC people are working in a lot of our state-owned enterprises, government departments, etc. They will sabotage until hopefully they get back into power. That is nothing unique to the ANC. It is something that parties that are in power, people that are in power normally do when someone else threatens for them to lose. I mean, we could argue that the apartheid government and some of their people are the reason why the ANC has struggled to transform our economy, because they've sabotaged certain aspects of that. Number two, the reason why the media and so many other people dislike ex-President Jacob Zuma is because Zuma threatens to bring in new people into the economy. Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, Kgalema Motlanthe, Cyril Ramaphosa, all of these presidents have worked really, really hard to preserve the wealth of the people that are currently wealthy. And they are only given a piece of that pie on condition that they preserve that wealth. Ex-President Jacob Zuma has proven, even under his tenure, that when he comes into power, new players will come into the economy. We've seen it in various aspects. And that's the reason why the media, which is owned by the incumbent wealthy, it's the reason why big business, it's the reason why certain political leaders refuse to have Zuma to come in, because they're like, but these are the people that are funding us. These are the people that are wealthy in this country. These are the people that have built the economy. And you are coming to bring in new guys. And we don't know if these new guys are good at running the economy. We don't know if these new guys are going to favor us. And ex-President Jacob Zuma brings that threat to them. And that's why they don't like him. Just two ideas, two thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. Penuel the Black Pen.
So with this being said, or this being done, right, so you only have companies at Eskom that operate in what is known as the evergreen contract. Evergreen contract, it means we can all be treated as people who are at Eskom on the tender base, or on the basis of a tender, right? We get to bid to be at Eskom. But these companies, they don't have to bid. They will always be there, season in, season out. They will only leave a smaller portion where they will allow few people to bid, come and go, but few companies will never leave Eskom, because from the beginning it was designed to enrich white people, and now they are making sure that they milk Eskom using that system. But Jacob Zuma then, he became a problem the day he touched that business. They were like, no, you can never touch our bread, and nothing happens to you. You will see what is going to happen. He attempted to replace these companies that has been there for ages, the companies that will never bid for a tender at Eskom. He attempted to replace them, and then they went to media because they own the media. Then it was about they made the Guptas look bad. You know what I'm saying? They were looking bad on the media, right? I remember when DA was asking us to protest. Some of them, I remember. I met them. They were asking me, Bongana, come in, let's go and protest. I was like, hey, I'm not going to protest for this. Because I saw it through that, no, man. What these people are fighting for, it's not at my best interest. It's at their best interest. You must go back and notice how many white people were protesting when they when they were complaining about the issue of Eskom, Zuma this, Zuma that. You must remember how many white people were protesting. For me, it clicked there that we can't have white people protesting this much. White people usually don't care about these protesting things, but for the fact that this time they want to protest, there's something wrong, that someone has hit their pocket very hard. This is not about us, it's about them. What was happening at Eskom is that Jacob Zuma was replacing them with the Guptas. So now where they went out there and they were like, yeah, Zuma, Guptas, Zupta, blah, and they made sure that they make Zuma look extremely bad. But was it about you? No. Guptas are gone today. Let's go back now. We are back to reality now. Guptas are gone. If Guptas were the problem at Eskom, why do you have load shedding today? Because Guptas are gone. Why do you have load shedding today? Because Guptas are gone at Eskom. The corrupt and the evil people. Zuma is not a president. So why do you have load shedding? Today you know for a fact that battle at Eskom was never about the Guptas. It was never about Zuma. It was never about anything else. It was about white people losing their bread at Eskom. Because they were threatened that they were going to lose their bread at Eskom. They mobilized people. The second thing that Zuma did, how he troubles them, and they felt like they needed to act. Remember that they've maintained their business. Remember that I said that at Eskom, you don't have to bid. All you need to do is to, you just have to be a white person that belongs to this elite white group. If you are there, they can put you at Eskom. You operate under their conditions. But that's how they get to maintain themselves and keep the money to themselves. When Jacob Zuma wanted to introduce the nuclear thing, that was going to be built by a Russian company or a company from Russia. They went all mad. They were very mad. They were like, no, hey, Zuma, nuclear, Russia. Today, experts are saying we need that nuclear because in Europe, they are now building nuclear to maintain electricity. Today, we don't have electricity. We only have electricity now because it's voting time. They are trying to buy us. But I'm telling you, they've manipulated this to an extent that they know as soon as you are done voting, I'm telling you, load shedding is going to be back in full swing. Right? Why? Because they are making money out of load shedding. Zuma then said, I'm going to build a nuclear thing. People are all over the street. Yeah, you, Sagbamba, Zupta. Where? Waza, Zuma, Zupta, where? Gupta, where? Hey, stop. They were all over the place. Stop! Yeah, Zupta! Hey, Makandao too! You know what I'm saying? People were saying all sorts of things. But Zuma said, no. Let's build this nuclear to replace this whole thing here. To make sure that we don't have load shedding. Load shedding was introduced during Zuma period. Within a space of less than 5 months, load shedding was dealt with. So to prove a point that load shedding is not a problem at Eskom. Load shedding is there because there are people making money out of load shedding. And who are those people? Check their color of the skin, right? When Zuma introduced this new clear, which was going to introduce new players, not them, I was like, hey, you know what? We own the media. We're going to make sure that you are as cruel, you look as cruel as possible in the media. You know what I'm saying? To demonstrate that point as well, that Zuma always has this tendency that we need to introduce new players in the market so that we can expand this whole thing. Do you remember that Zuma assigned a woman called Dudumien? He sent her to govern SAA. She gets to SAA. Guess what she found? A similar thing that was happening at Eskom was exact same thing that was happening at SAA. White companies who were never bidding for tenders at SAA. They had what we call it evergreen contract. You can bid, but your power your power there is very controlled, right? And you've got limited, and you are only bidding for something that has got nothing, something that is not going to affect them. You know what I'm saying? At the greater scheme, they are the ones that maintain the power. It is these white companies, you know what I'm saying, that operates there. They don't have to bid for them to be at SAA. Why? Because it was never built to benefit anybody else except themselves. Now Dudumian interfered with that. Look what happened to Dudumian. She became this bad person. In fact, even back at Eskom, remember that Machela Koko not long ago, he said he hates this government for what they've done to him. They tried to prosecute him for no reason, just to show him that we are in charge. What were you doing at Eskom? Why did you end that load shedding? What were you doing at Eskom? Why were you ending our bread? We needed to make billions of this because it's our bread. Same thing that was happening at SAA when Dudumiani went to SAA. She did that. She interfered with them. Look at the name of Dudumiani, how it was painted on all over the media. She was this bad person that was supposed to be banned also. She ended up getting banned. She will never be a chairperson of anybody. Blah 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 blah. Now you understand how they control power. Now you understand why they are threatened when a person introduces new players. Why? Because it interferes with the white supremacy in this country. And that is something that they want to keep. They want to keep the privileges to themselves. But they want, let me give you an example about these white privileges that they want to keep. They create these segregations, right? If there are companies, guys, the apartheid legacy is something else that it doesn't get the airtime that it deserves in this country. Right? I'll give you an example. Example number 3. A friend of mine get a job in a very good company. He goes and works in Cape. He works here in Joburg. He was there somewhere in Sentin, right? So I visited him there. You know what I'm saying, at some point. Then the other day I got a call. Hey, Bongs. I'm like, hey. He said, I've moved to Cape Town. Now, guess the struggle that he got when he gets to Cape Town. He gets to Cape Town, he's black, he's got a good salary that qualifies him to a lot of apartments there. Because he is black, he could not get an apartment in Cape Town. Why? Because of the color of the skin. It does not matter the credit score. It does not matter the money because it does not matter the money. It does not matter the credit score. The problem is the color of the skin. There are places in Cape Town where this white legacy, this white supremacy, they've maintained, they've created a walls around certain most of the place in Cape Town. That's why they don't want anybody to interfere with Cape Town. They don't want any political party to take Cape Town because that is where they feel comfortable. That is why they praise Cape Town to that extent, because when they are in Cape Town, in their place, nobody can tell them because that's where they feel very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's where they are very happy and they can exercise the racism there, right? And they created systems that will prevent black people because they believe that if you allow these black people to enter here, they're going to contaminate them. So they create systems. In Cape Town, there are places where you will never buy an apartment. Even if the apartment is listed now at about 10 million and you are willing to pay 15 million, for the fact that you are black, you will never get an apartment there, right? And I'm not talking about something that you think such a hearsay thing or theory. If you don't believe me, go to Cape Town and prove me wrong. Lately, there was a guy I was with this guy. He was working here in Joburg, right? So it happens that there was an emergency in Cape Town. in Cape Town, where they were supposed to get there, build. So they drove to Cape Town. So there was this white guy that they were working with. He goes to Cape Town. He goes before them. They were supposed to go into this company, fix the machines, and then once they are done, they were supposed to stay there probably a week. Once they are done, they will come back this side of Joburg because they are working here. Here's the problem. They went down to Cape Town. They did what they were supposed to. Look, so they went down to Cape Town. Because they are black, it took this white guy an entire day to find them an accommodation. Because wherever he went, he was told, you are bringing what? Black people. They were like, thank you very much. Not because the places wasn't available. Not because the places were... He needed to go there, negotiate with these white people that I'm going to be bringing black people who will be working here for this period of time until eventually this white guy find another white person that will understand. Then he accepted these black people. Why? Because we can't live with black people. They will contaminate us. That same attitude is carried forth in these big companies where they control everything. Here's another example. I worked in a company where I personally taught this white guy who he didn't know how to write. Simple thing. Because he never went to school. Right? But because of the color of his skin, after we have taught him very well, he didn't went to school. His starting salary was 18,000. We were even far below 10,000. He was already in 18,000. Why? Because of the color of his skin. I'm just showing you this battle of white supremacy in this country. So whenever you get a black person that wants to attack white supremacy and white leaders in this country, they'll deal with you. They've got the people in good places. They've strategically placed themselves there. You would be surprised that you don't win certain cases because they've strategically placed certain people there for that purpose. Right? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I will see you guys on the next one. But until such a time, good people, please take care.